Let's see if second time is a charm and the audio, if we can get it better. Let me know as you hop on, my friends. I am sorry about the disruption on the last video. We were talking about Taylor Swift and the new filing on the docket with her saying that she has nothing to do with this case and that she did not agree to being deposed. So let me know if the audio's any better. Maybe someone in this house can let me know if the audio's any better. No, I'm going to be on my own trying to figure that out. Can you let me know if it's better? It is? Okay. Okay, awesome. Seems like we're better. I apologize about that, guys. We'll just start over. There were people saying that I didn't even know there was a new filing on Taylor Swift. We were only a few minutes in, so we are all good. We'll just start over with that. Okay, Taylor Swift has a new filing on the docket. Hello again, my friends. Second stream today. My name is Ashley Branny. For those that are newer to the channel, over 15 years of experience in branding, marketing, and PR. And I like to look at things through the lens of PR here. Better. Yay. I'm so glad. All right. Well, let's do it while we have the ability to do it, apparently. I think my computer's just like, girl, you've been recording videos since 5 a.m. Shut your computer. Amazing. You're welcome, my friends. I'm so glad. Anything for you, community. Anything for you. So we'll just start over. We were only a couple minutes in. Taylor's lawyers at Venable put this letter on the docket. And it says, Dear Judge Lyman, Venable LLP represents non-party Taylor Swift. I'm writing in response to the letter from counsel for Wayfair delivered to the court yesterday, docket 757. As counsel for the parties know, since the inception of this matter, we have consistently maintained that my client has no material role in this action. Further, my client did not agree to a deposition, but if she's forced to a deposition, we advised after first hearing about the deposition just 3 days ago that her schedule would accommodate the time required during the week of October 20th if the parties were able to work out their disputes. We take no role in these disputes. Yay, I'm so glad. Yay. Anything for you guys, right? We'll just start over. We're just a couple minutes in. You guys need as best audio as I can give you in the middle of nowhere on a farm. I'm so glad. Yes, I did a short video on Perez and I saw that. Amazing. I love Perez. We did a short video that I posted. YouTube's going to hate me because I have way too many notifications that went out today. I'm going to get shadow banned. Okay, so one of the things I was seeing on my Instagram, I'm going to be honest, I am just not impressed with Taylor, to be quite frank. And if she has anyone to blame, it's Blake. And I'm going to show you why, because I think a lot of people are forgetting that Blake is the one who brought her up on the docket initially. I'm going to show you this, and this is where Wayfair was fighting back, saying, yes, Taylor is absolutely relevant. And then we'll also look at the ruling that what just happened over the judge saying, yes, Taylor Swift's texts are relevant. This literally just happened. I feel like Blake's trying to rewrite history here. And I do think in many respects, Taylor's just trying to protect brand Taylor. And in some ways, sure, I can understand that from a business perspective. But in other ways, either you're allowing someone that you know is innocent to be destroyed, or you know Blake was SH'd and you're also not speaking up for that. I don't understand. So which one is it? Is it that your friend was SH'd and your friend puts you as a witness in documents, as someone that was a witness, a material witness to this? So either your friend was SH'd, and you're throwing her under the bus to be dragged publicly, or that actually did not happen and you're not defending Justin. And the thing that's so disappointing with Taylor, in my opinion, is she defended like Kesha. She's used to use her voice for things. And I think maybe we're taking it a little bit too far with, a headline can have my name in it, has nothing to do with me. Well, at what point do you make something have to do with you? When your best friend and mother of your 3 godchildren says that you're a material witness and you're like, that doesn't have anything to do with me. So this was back on docket 351. There's a lot of, I think there's 4 or 5 that we found where her name's mentioned in this argument here on whether she is a witness or not. Miss Lively contends that Miss Swift is not central to Miss Lively's claims and that the only allegations that were ever remotely relevant to Miss Swift were in the Wayfair party's now dismissed complaint. Rule 26A1 requires parties to disclose the identity of each individual likely to have discoverable information, along with the subjects of that information that the disclosing party may use to support its claims or defenses. Wayfair Party's initial disclosures identified Taylor Swift as having pertinent knowledge as to the facts and events alleged in the pleadings. Exhibit E, paragraph 15. In her amended initial disclosure served a week ago, at this time it was, I think this is June. June as in just a couple months ago. I know it's so hard to keep track of everything. Miss Lively identified certain individuals who she believed have discoverable information about her claims. Exhibit C. According to Lively, redacted. Miss Lively's counsel signed her amended initial disclosures, page 29, thereby certifying that the disclosures therein are complete and correct under Rule G1A. Redacted, thus Miss Lively admits that, redacted. Miss Lively is required to produce her non-privileged communications with witnesses identified in her amended initial disclosures. In fact, Miss Lively previously represented in her formal discovery responses that she redacted. Request number 108 and 109, Exhibit B, page 125 to 126. Miss Lively has publicly stated that Miss Swift has or was with her on this experience the whole time, all through it. She lived this with me. Those are Blake's own words. In her motion, Miss Lively does not contend that the production of her communication with Miss Swift relating to It Ends With Us and this action is disproportional to the needs of the case. They go on, Miss Lively's communications with Taylor Swift are also relevant to Miss Lively's alleged garden variety emotional distress. So it says here, the plaintiffs claim that they suffered a significant loss of enjoyment, anxiety, social withdrawal because of the defendant's alleged discriminatory conduct. This court granted the defendant's motion to compel the plaintiff's production of text messages and emails concerning their visits to social venues because they were relevant to the plaintiff's request for emotional distress damages. I think that's Elsie that found the connection of, I'm pretty sure it's Elsie. We love Elsie. All of us do. Hi, Elsie, if you're seeing this. She had found that when Blake was calling in sick, she was showing up at Taylor Swift concerts. So specifically, the court held that communications and postings showing that plaintiffs experience a great deal of pleasure and no anxiety while at these venues might go a long way to showing that any immediate impact that they suffered from the alleged discriminatory conduct did not have a lasting effect. Here, Miss Lively recently withdrew her claims for intentional infliction of emotional distress and negligent infliction of emotional distress. Thereafter, Miss Lively stated that she still pleads and intends to introduce evidence of garden variety emotional distress in connection with her other remaining claims. Like, guys, this isn't a long time ago. This is just recently. Yeah, Taylor is for Taylor. She'll protect her billion-dollar company at all costs. Yes, the media is definitely hyping this more than it should. I agree. These people are exhausting. Yeah, we are sick of you, Blake. Amen. So it says, therefore, Miss Lively stated that she still pleads and intends to introduce evidence of garden variety emotional distress in connection with her other remaining claims. As part of her remaining claims for harassment and retaliation, Miss Lively alleges that she has suffered and continues to suffer from severe emotional distress, pain, humiliation, embarrassment, belittlement, frustration, and mental anguish. In an order dated June 10th, 2025, the court confirmed that the dismissal of the IED claims did not preclude Lively from offering evidence of garden variety emotional distress. If Miss Lively and Miss Swift socialized after the alleged incident at issue in this case, as has been reported, the Wayfair parties are entitled to relevant communications to disprove Miss Lively's purported emotional distress. So they go on and on in this. Miss Lively's improper reliance on hearsay to shield production of relevant documents. In any event, counsel for Wayfair parties and Miss Swift both confirmed that no communications between Miss Lively and Miss Swift have been provided to the Wayfair parties. So they're talking about the subpoena. But then let's fast forward. Hey, Leo, I didn't tell you guys at all. I agree. Taylor's PR is just covering her butt. Yep, I agree. And it's so frustrating for me, though, because it's like, just take a stand, man. Like, just take a stand. Hello, it's so nice to see you. Thank you for jumping on a last minute live, guys. And yet she's seen in events after the lawsuit. Exactly. So let's then pull up. Is it this one? Oh, damn it. No, I'm going to close the ones I don't need anymore so I don't get them mixed up. The order I want. There we go. So the order from Judge Lyman, this was docket 357, June 18th. So again, I mean, I know it feels like a long ass time ago, but it just happened. Okay, so Blake Lively moves for protection order, relieving her from producing documents responsive to requests 108 and 109. And this is in regards to the Wayfair parties and communications with Taylor Swift. So remember, and this is what I was saying in my live earlier, like Blake, this just confirms what I was saying earlier in my frustration. In my live earlier, I said, Blake, how were they supposed to depose Taylor Swift 6 months ago? It makes no sense. Well, here we have the actual court filing when we finally got the ruling that Taylor Swift's text messages had to be produced. We didn't get that until June 18th. So how long, and we'll see, I can't remember if the date on when they had turned it over is in here. How long has Wayfair even had Taylor Swift's text messages? They act like they've had, Blake acts as if they've had these text messages for 6 months. So hello, everyone. So nice to see you guys. At least she does not saying absolute. Glow, hello. It's nice to see you, beautiful. Take a stand for something or fall by everything. I agree with you. 100%. Take a stand for something. Absolutely not. So this is just June 18th. So again, how are they supposed to depose Taylor? It's just so disingenuous. Blake's team is so disingenuous. So we'll go down to the ruling. Says Lively's motion is rooted in the broader concern that the Wayfair parties are using demands for communications with Swift not to obtain information relevant to the claims and defenses in course, but to prop up a PR narrative outside of the court. But this concern does not justify denying the Wayfair parties relevant discovery. If the issue is that the Wayfair parties may leak the requested communication to the press, this concern is addressed by the protective order. And that's exactly what it was designed to do. The Wayfair, oh wait, where was it? I think I went too far. Federal rules of civil procedures provide for broad discovery of information for the purpose of assisting the preparation for trial or the settlement of litigated disputes. Under Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 26, the parties may obtain discovery regarding any non-privileged matter that is relevant to the party's claim or defense and proportional to the needs of the case. However, a court may limit discovery if this discovery sought is unreasonably cumulative or duplicative. Lively relies on the fact that the Wayfair parties previously attempted to subpoena Swift and withdrew the subpoena and made public statements that they had everything they needed. Docket number 3252. She accordingly argues that either the Wayfair parties never needed communications between Swift and Lively in which the Swift RFPs are relevant, or the Wayfair parties have already received the communications, in which case the Swift RFPs are duplicative. Each of these arguments are unavailing. The Wayfair parties have not yet received any communication between Lively and Swift, so the request of Lively is not duplicative. And the Swift RFPs are relevant. This is the judge's ruling. Just in June, y'all, Lively herself has identified Swift as someone likely to have knowledge about complaints or discussions regarding the working environment on the set of It Ends With Us. Lively properly notes that identification of a party and initial disclosures does not necessarily entail all that communication with that party are relevant to the claims and defenses in the case. Docket number 354. However, the Swift RFPs are limited to communications about the film It Ends With Us or about the action. Docket number 325. Lively alleges that Baldoni and Heath harassed her in numerous ways during work on It Ends With Us. Docket number 84. 78 to 108. That her concerns about her behavior began early in pre-production and production process, and that she expressed these concerns in contemporaneous messages. Given that Lively has represented that Swift had knowledge of complaints or discussions about the working environment on the film, among other things, the requests for messages from Swift regarding the film and this action are reasonably tailored to discover information that would prove or disprove Lively's harassment and retaliation claim. Hey, Haley. I didn't tell you guys. I was like, I have 20 minutes or so before dinner. I'm just going to hop on. It's easier than doing a pre-recorded. And I like hanging out with you guys anyway. Hey, Laura. Thank you for giving me those numbers for the docket as well. And so they talk about, the concern about Wayfair using it for PR. He says, all right, then just put it protected. And then the Wayfair Party's cross motion is also denied. That doesn't have to do with Taylor Swift. Everything about Taylor Swift for tailored communication is approved. So again, what I'm seeing in a lot of the comments on my content right now is Taylor has a right to say she doesn't want to be involved. Taylor has a right to not want to be deposed. Well, sure, she has a right to not be deposed. I mean, she can just be subpoenaed and then forced to be deposed. It's not like she can be like, peace out. I have authorship, so I'm not showing up. But this is Blake. Blake made her relevant. This is from the judge in June. So I was just showing, guys, for anyone just hopping on. I know, sorry. It was a last minute live. I didn't give you guys a heads up. I'm surprised anyone's even getting notifications, to be honest. But there was a filing by Taylor Swift's lawyers basically saying, well, she didn't agree, but she will show up and she has nothing to do with this. And so I wanted to just bring us back to previous filings where Blake herself said Taylor was a witness. And then the judge throws it in her face and was like, girl, you made Taylor a witness. You said there were contemporaneous messages. You said Swift had knowledge of complaints or discussions about the working environment on the film in your own sworn documents. And in the last filing we looked at, that's what Wayfair was saying. Her team signed this, saying it's correct and true. So we could say, well, Blake was just saying things. Ezra and them said that this stuff exists. That it exists. So it's just frustrating to see Blake now play this PR game of women and they're coming for women and they're coming for Taylor. And why would you bring Taylor into this? Girl, you brought Taylor into this. You are literally the reason Taylor is involved in this because of your disclosures, because of what you said, because you said it's black and white right here on the docket, summarized by the judge for us. You said that she has knowledge of it. You said that she has knowledge of the working environment on the film. Justin has the right to figure out what those say. And so those text messages were approved. They were forced to be turned over. Does it have... I don't remember off the top of my head what date she had to turn over those text messages. I believe it was the beginning of September, though. Someone let me know if you know. Hello. It's okay, my friends. It's okay. I didn't tell anyone. I just showed up. And I appreciate you guys showing up with me. You made it. It's so nice to see you guys. Rose, thank you so much for your support. I appreciate how hard you've been working today. I appreciate that. Thank you. I have not left this room. As soon as I saw all this, I was just so frustrated because I knew that Blake had been the one that got her involved. And then we have the whole situation where allegedly someone from Taylor's camp, we've been led to believe it was Taylor's dad, had reached out to Wayfair and said Blake was extorting Taylor. And Taylor's never come out and denied that. Taylor's camp has never come out and denied that. I haven't seen anything from her camp saying that didn't happen. So honestly, I'm just so frustrated with all of this. The other thing, if I pull up that, I wish I knew what date off the top of my head, but if anyone knows it offhand, please put it in the chat for me. The date that Blake had to turn over all text messages, I can't remember. I should have gotten that as well. But the other thing that just frustrates me is, I mean, it's framed in a certain way. And we're going to play what Not Actually Golden had to say about this. And I think I have a video up about this from Katie Pope as well. I think I have a video up from both of them that we'll play. But the more I read into this, Wayfair was telling the truth. Because it looks like, yes, they agreed to meet the week of October 20th. So, and it looks like they're saying, well, she did not agree, but if she's forced, that to me is just PR, protecting the brand. Yeah, I agree with this. Taylor wants to play both ends against the middle. And I do think there's from a branding perspective, I genuinely think there's an aspect of Taylor. Let me know what you guys think too. Not wanting to upset anyone in the fan base. You know what I mean? Like not wanting to set off or upset the Deadpool fans or the Blake Lively fans. But something to keep in mind as well, guys, Taylor Swift promoted Deadpool with a post in her Instagram stories. She did not promote It Ends With Us. She didn't make any post. She promoted Deadpool, made a post about Deadpool. It was crickets when It Ends With Us launched or was released. And her song is in that movie. What? And I can understand, I genuinely, trust me, I genuinely understand being like, WTF, I don't want to be involved in this shit. There's a community member here that is connected to the Chiefs, a longtime community member here of the channel. And she said that Taylor's been warned a long time about Blake, allegedly. That it was no secret that she had been warned, like, this is trouble. And she stuck around. But anyway, here, honestly, that's kind of like saying, well, no one wants to do a deposition, but I did it. I'm not a fan of the forced because it is being used in PR. But it doesn't look like Wayfair parties lied about the date because that is the same date. But let's have a peek at what Not Actually Golden has to say about this. Swifties are unfollowing me on every platform because how dare I say that Taylor's protecting herself? That's all right. There it is.
Well, nothing's ever simple, is it? All right. This morning we saw, so Lively had asked for an extension of time to do some discovery. And I told you all that extensions of discovery, whether all the way at these dates, so you don't need the extra time. And oh, by the way, we only want one extension for one deposition, and that is for Taylor Swift, who has agreed to be deposed on October 20th. And then the world went afire. What has happened since then is that Taylor Swift's lawyer filed a quick letter to say, we have agreed to nothing. We are not on a side here. If they think that her deposition needs to be taken, we told them when she's available, and that is not until October 20th. But we have no position. We are not on anybody's side here.
You know what's so funny about talking about the Swift bots? I've talked about them before, that if I say anything bad, I get inundated with bots on her more than anything else. And when we pulled up the social monitoring tools for Taylor, she has an insanely high amount of fake followers on her Instagram. I'm not saying all Swifties are fake, but a very high amount, one of the highest I've seen.
And that is consistent with how Taylor Swift has represented herself throughout this entire thing. She is not on anybody's side, you guys. She is on the side of Taylor. She's not on Baldoni's side, and she's not on Lively's side. She is on the side of Taylor Swift. And so her lawyer made sure that everybody didn't forget that. And then Lively's lawyer filed a letter trying to stop Taylor Swift's deposition altogether.
I just have to pause for fair use. What a wild day. I was supposed to be on Court of Random Opinion, and Lauren and I were talking. I'm like, I totally understand if you need to reschedule. Today's been crazy. And she's like, yeah, we'll reschedule.
Now, he doesn't file a specific motion for protective order or motion to quash or anything. He makes this argument in his reply to Wayfair's response to his own motion for extension for the depositions of Heath, Baldoni, and Sarowitz. And that's important because he wants to be able to say, I didn't go to court and ask to stop Taylor Swift's deposition. What I did was I had asked for extensions for the depositions of other people. They threw Taylor Swift in like a bomb out of nowhere. And
out of nowhere, but then the email shows us, if you guys watched the stream earlier, but the email shows us that it had been weeks they knew about Taylor, which just still blows my mind.
What I'm asking the court is not only should you grant me my extensions, but deny them the one that they want. But he makes two arguments. He makes the argument that it's too late for this and they shouldn't have waited this long, and now they shouldn't be rewarded for waiting this long and having to take a deposition after discovery is over. And he also argues relevance. Now, the relevance argument is stupid because the judge already ruled that Taylor Swift's emails and text messages with Blake Lively were relevant to the claims and the defenses in the case, and that Blake Lively had to turn them over. So if her communications are relevant, her testimony is relevant. And I'll explain in a minute why. The argument that they waited too long, that one has a little bit more legs because it is confirmed in Taylor Swift's lawyer's letter that Wayfair only started asking them for depot dates 3 days ago. So they're like, if they wanted to schedule.
The only thing I have with that is
out of it.
Whoops. The only issue I have with that is in the email between Blake's lawyers and Justin Baldoni's, there's a message about Taylor potentially having one September 22nd. So what I'm curious is everyone parsing their words so much that maybe they had talked about September and, oh my gosh, you finally got a notification. I'm starting to get messages on TikTok that my notifications are going through there as well. That's great news. Oh my gosh, that makes me so happy. It's been so long since any of my channels are, I think I get hit with bots. And if they either downvote you on a video or if they mass report you, it impacts your channel. But yay, thank you for letting me know. I forget where I was going. I got so excited about that. I got so excited.
And they have. And this is, I was reading through y'all's comments from earlier videos and I was planning on making a follow-up video.
Oh, that's where I was going. If they were, say they were chatting, right, about September 22nd, and then that fell through. Well, is it the case that Freeman had been talking to Taylor's team all along and it's just within the last 3 days they heard about the last week of October? Right? Like, is that what the conversation is? That makes me wonder. There's a message about September 22nd. Yes, there's an email that we went over earlier on the live stream. I know it's 2.5 hours. It's hard to, there are timestamps for anyone that didn't see the earlier live stream. There is a email that's connected to Gottlieb's filing that says that initially Taylor was supposed to be deposed September 22nd. We were talking about the end of September. And so the only thing I'm thinking is, are they parsing words so much? Because this feels more like a PR statement from Taylor's team that originally it was supposed to be maybe September and was only in the last 3 days that they touched base with her again and were like, hey, let's make it October. That's what it feels like to me. Because they don't say they've never talked about her being deposed. They say that the end of October, it felt, that's how I took it at least.
Anyway, on like what it means when you want to depose someone. So
she goes into what it means to be deposed right now, but let's sneak over to, because I can't be too long, so it's literally dinner. I said I'll be like 10 minutes. Sure.
Okay, I am looking at the Venable Taylor Swift. This is them basically saying, force her and she'll sit. Also, it says the week of the 20th, which I'm looking at the calendar, and that does include like 20th through 24th. Okay. I At first, when I was hearing about this, I thought that this was worse than it is. I'm actually okay with this letter. I'm actually okay with this letter. Like, the lawyer, like, her lawyer is trying to say, force her, she'll do it. It says the time required during the week of the 20th of October. October 20th is a Monday. So it goes to, 25th is the Saturday. So yeah, when I'm looking at the wording of this, we're fine. I thought that this was like a little bit more in contradiction to what had come out earlier. Again, I haven't read anything earlier. I've just not been great on the docket this week, but I'm okay with this letter now. I see what the lawyer's doing. Okay, I am looking at the Venable Taylor Swift.
So everyone's, is there more?
I'm back home. I'm in a robe. Have I looked at the docket? No, I know that there have been so many.
Oh, she was just talking there. Okay. So thank you, Laura. So it was June 20th. She had to submit the text messages. Okay. So end of June. So 2.5 months. That's a good amount of time. But if they had originally scheduled it for September 22nd, or I know, buddy, we're going to go to bed soon, Tundi. Oh, do you want to come say hi? Do you want to say hi? Say hi. Bum. You guys want to say hi? Okay. Watch out. I back up. Without running over toes. Do you want to say hi? Come here. Who wants to say hi first? Daisy. Now you're shy. Come on. You guys are shy now? Oh, there's Daisy. Oh, Daisy. Oh, Daisy. Hi, Tundi. Daisy's our most recent rescue. We got her like 2 days before. Hi. Yes. 2 days before. Can I say hi to Tundra? Do you want to come say hi, Bumba? 2 days before I was deposed. Come here. You're a big boy. Oh, I know, buddy. Do you guys remember Tundi? That's Tundi now. That's Tundi now. You guys have been around for a while. No, Tundi, when he was literally like that big. We got him after I lost my husky earlier this year. Oh, you're such a mama's boy. You're such a mama's boy. He's like, Mom, it's time to go relax. Hey, it's time to go relax. Oh, he's my good boy. I love you too. I love you too. You're my good boy. Yeah, you guys remember when he was just like, yeah, they are all huge. Isn't he so big? Oh my goodness. So those have been around all year. I remember when my husky Alaska was put in the hospital, critical care for a few weeks, and he came home. And I was so excited on the channel. And then we lost him to complications. And then we adopted Tundi. Hi. I know. You're taking up the camera. And he was just a little guy. They're over mom working today. You should over mom working. Okay. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Julia's with Scott. Hey, she's our rescue German Shepherd with mega esophagus. Oh, people are going to have a meltdown. I have dog hair all over my black shirt. Okay. Anyway, we'll leave it at that, guys. We've talked a lot today. Thank you so much for joining me. I think the biggest thing, I know. I think the biggest thing for me is, honestly, it's just disheartening because Taylor traditionally has been very vocal about things and stood up for Kesha, stood up for different people when she felt they were wronged. And it's just really disheartening. So it's like, either the way I see it is there's only one of two situations here. One is she knows Blake Lively was SH'd and she threw her friend under the bus and isn't supporting her friend to protect herself in headlines, or she knows that it never happened, which I feel like is more in alignment because I genuinely believe if she felt Blake Lively was harassed, she would defend her. And she never helped promote It Ends With Us, but she promoted Deadpool. So the alternative is there's an innocent man being smeared, having his life destroyed, and she won't say anything about it. And neither feels good for me. Oh, that's a good point, Glow. Maybe they've fallen out before the press stuff or It Ends With Us. That's a good point. And that might have been why she never even promoted the movie. That's a good point. Thank you so much for the support. I have a husky named Frost. He has one blue eye and one brown. Oh, give Frost a hug for me. Alaska had one blue eye and one brown eye, and I have a special place in my heart for those doggos. Oh, we love your fur babies. Well, thank you. They say we love mom. We like cuddling with mom at this point. Usually I'm just like doing back end stuff in the business at this point, relaxing with them. All right, mom's almost done. But yeah, that's kind of my, and thank you so much everyone for the support of the channel. Honestly, I couldn't do this without you guys. I wouldn't do this without you guys because this community is amazing. So thank you. I appreciate each of you so much. Yeah, that's I think why I'm so bothered by all of this is either she is refusing to defend a friend that she knows was harassed, or she's refusing to defend someone that she knows is innocent. And neither of those sit well with me. Neither of them feel good. And I can understand wanting to protect the brand. And it feels more like I just don't want to upset anyone, so I'm not going to say anything. But eventually, what do you stand for? And she used to be someone that stands for things. I'm overdosing on vitamin C. I love that. I'm overdosing on vitamin C. Subscribe, yes, please, while you're here. Like the feed. Overdosing on vitamin C will help with feeling under the weather, my friend. I don't know, guys. This case is just heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. Hi, sweetie. Okay, I know. I'm almost done. But with that, guys, I'm going to let you, and vitamin D. Yes, lots of vitamins. Do all the vitamins. Why can't I find the hype option? I don't know. Oh, my goodness. Thanks. They're not having it, guys. They're not having it. So many puppy smooches. So many puppy smooches. Oh, I know. You're so vocal. Ugh. Blah. You're doing that right into the mic? Or what are you saying to everyone? Are you saying I don't like Blake Lively? Is that what you're saying? The hype might, I think you have to like it first. It might not be able to be done on a live. Hey, guys. Maybe she doesn't definitively know either way. Well, that's not what Blake's saying, though. Blake says she does know. Blake says she does. Ugh. What are you saying into the microphone? What do you have to say? What do you have to say? That you're tired? Yeah, that you're tired. We are having a members only live tomorrow. We'll have the members only live at 11 a.m. Eastern, and we'll see what happens tonight. Maybe we'll go live here in the morning. I am covered in dog hair. Go live here in the morning as well for everyone. But yes, thank you to the mods for showing up, guys, last minute. I appreciate you guys so much. I'll keep an eye on things. Thank you for coming to hang out with me. I love you guys. I'll see the members for the members only live tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. And we'll see. If anything happens, I will hop on live to hang out with everyone around 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow as well. We'll see what's going on the docket. I'm sure there's something. That's a good point, too. Taylor and Blake's last hangout was October of last year. That's a good point. Oh, I'm so glad you guys like the goat cam. We just have to get audio. We thought we had audio hooked up and it's not working. So we will get the goat cam audio going because the rooster's pen is just by it. So you'll be able to hear like the relaxing sound of the roosters crowing as well. All right, my friends, I will see you tomorrow. Yes, have some wine, relax, guys. I'm watching reruns of Dexter. If you want more behind the scenes stuff, join me over on Instagram, Ashley Brianna Eve, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Have a great Friday night. I'll see you tomorrow. I was going to say have a great weekend, but I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.